Welcome back. Nuclear power seeing a major comeback in America. One company looking to help lead the demand is Oklo. The advanced nuclear technology company develops smaller reactors designed to provide reliable power to support critical energy needs. The company announcing its Groves isotope test reactor in Texas has reached first criticality, meaning it has achieved a controlled, self-sustained nuclear chain reaction. The project is part of the Energy Department's Reactor pilot program, aiming to accelerate the development of next-generation nuclear tech. Oklo CEO Jake DeWitt says the biggest achievement is not just one reactor reaching criticality, it's proving a model that can help scale future nuclear projects faster. Joining me now in this Fox Business exclusive is the man himself, the co-founder and CEO of Oklo, Jake DeWitt. Jake, great to have you this morning. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
And your company sits in the middle of this newfound growth story of nuclear technology. What are you seeing and what have you been watching in terms of energy demand and the impact on nuclear potential?
Yeah, I mean, we're in this amazing time where we see this confluence of demand from a number of different places. Obviously, the big headline grabber is AI, and we are way behind in what we need to have to power compute from a security perspective alone, not to mention just the amazing things AI can do for everyone and will do for everyone. But that's not the only driving variable. We're seeing electrification come as we bring in better appliances, better utilities, electric vehicles, all these other pieces that happen there. And then the other big one, the other big sleeper here that's coming is the fact that we're bringing manufacturing back into this country. For 30 or 40 years, as we offshored manufacturing factories and jobs, the electricity went with them, right? We didn't need it to power those factories. Those factories are running 24/7, so you need that stable, reliable baseload supply of energy that nuclear provides. And those factories, those jobs are coming back. All three of those things are providing this huge uptick in energy demand. That's why last year the president said, hey, we need to build a lot more nuclear power plants. And it's happening because we're unleashing innovation to match that.
Yeah, no, I mean, the president wants all hands on deck when it comes to energy because of all of this demand. And demand has been surging from, like you said, AI, data centers, advanced manufacturing. The Department of Energy backing new programs to accelerate advanced reactor development and bring next-generation nuclear technology online faster. And you've said that the Groves project provides a roadmap for future deployments, showing how private companies and federal support can work together to move these projects along. Energy Secretary Christopher Wright said that the U.S. is entering a new era for the industry, with American nuclear technology playing a much bigger role at home. Watch this.
Nuclear cooperations are long-term and strategic. They're about energy, but they're about partnership. America is a leader in this technology. We're launching a nuclear renaissance. You're going to hear a lot about American nuclear technology being spread around the world.
So tell me about that, Jake. Can the U.S. scale advanced nuclear fast enough to meet this growing power demand and compete globally?
Yes, it can. And that's what's happening now. I think for the first time, I would say, really maybe in the history of nuclear, which, by the way, relatively speaking, is still a pretty young technology, you're seeing in this country industry lead and then the government enable and support. And that's what this, like what I'm standing in is a testament to that. We're seeing nuclear reactors get built at world record speed in the United States. Like where we're at right now, where I'm joining you from in Texas, as far as we can tell by all the research we've done, is the fastest ever built nuclear reactor put on private land, supported by a private company, with all commercially, privately procured or manufactured material and components and fuel. Those are our very first reactors set a world record on this. Why? Because you're seeing this huge surge of eager, exciting ideas like what we're doing, like other companies in the space saying, nuclear, by all fundamental metrics, is the best energy source we have. It should be the most scalable, most sustainable, cheapest, definitely cleanest source of power. Why do we make it so hard to build and operate? Well, the industry stagnated for a long time. There's a lot of new ideas that are coming forward, from kind of simple, easy, low-hanging fruit to much more complex ones, and they're finding their time in the sun to actually be built and then learned from and iterated upon. That's the thing we're seeing for the first time really happen at an industry-led pace here. I don't think I've ever been more confident in the fact that we're going to see nuclear not just succeed, but scale in a very exciting way.
Yeah, I mean, what do you need in order to do that? For example, in terms of permitting, in terms of government moves, working with the federal government to actually scale up, what do you need in terms of enabling all of that you just said?
You need a policy environment that reflects and supports an idea, not an idea, I should say, an innovation ecosystem that's focused on, hey, let's build, learn, let's scale, and continue to iterate as we go forward. And what that looks like is being able to build a plant before you have to do a bunch of gigantic safety analysis and rigorous permitting. You need to do that before you load fuel, before you load the sort of hazardous type materials. But why can't you just build a building? Almost every other industry can do that with using, following local building and permitting codes that you need to do. But you don't need that rigorous sort of nuclear permitting exercise until you're going to load that material. Well, you can do those things in parallel, and that's what the Department of Energy reactor pilot program is moving to. It's what we're seeing the Nuclear Regulatory Commission move to. It's what was realized sort of just in the last few years as a huge unlock to move nuclear from something that was paper exercises with then years of lead up on design analysis and then years of permitting and then building, and then things change, right? As you build, you learn, you have to go back and update things. Well, now you can do those things in parallel, and it shortens the timelines very, very much. And that's a huge impact in being able to actually learn more quickly, because that's a key thing. You got to build to learn and scale and iterate. And you're seeing those things compressed into timescales that actually matter, and that also attract capital so that you can actually do this and not be reliant on the government funding you.
And you've talked about the Groves reactor designed to support domestic production of medical isotopes. These are the materials used in cancer diagnoses and treatment and medical imaging. You've said that the U.S. has never been a global leader in the isotope supply chain, and you see an opportunity to change that by building production capacity here at home. That is a huge point. Demand growing for these materials across healthcare, advanced manufacturing, and space technology. But Oklo has said that a domestic supply chain could reduce reliance on foreign sources. Where are you on that in terms of bringing all of this home?
Yeah, we used to make isotopes in this country, and then we kind of stopped. And when we make limited quantities and very limited capacity, and part of why was you had the stagnation in the nuclear ecosystem. No longer, right? And so we have obviously the part of our power business. Part of that involves what we can do on recycling fuel. When you recycle fuel, you make really cool isotopes as a co-product, which also lends itself well. If we're good at building reactors for power, we can extend that expertise into the isotope production space with reactors. And that's what I'm sending in here, which is a pilot full-scale build of our isotope production reactor. We call it the Groves reactor in honor of General Groves, who built the Pentagon, led the Manhattan Project, did things at very, very impressive speed. And that's what we tried to emulate here. And one of the cool things here is that this is a full-scale facility. It's a full civil construction facility. The reactor sits underground behind me, and we were able to take this critical just 2 days ago, which was a very exciting milestone for us, because we were able to do that in less than a year. Where I'm standing now, if we were here a year ago, was just an open Texas prairie, and now we're standing in a nuclear reactor, one of, if not the fastest privately built ever in the history of the world.
Wow, that is phenomenal. Congratulations, Jake. We love that you're coming to us from that facility right now, and we'll be watching the growth story here. Good to have you this morning. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.